Hello.
Am I speaking with Pramod?
Yes,
Pramod, how are you doing?
I'm good. How about you?
Good.
Yeah.
Pramod, I'm doing well. Thank you so much for asking. I'm doing all right. Pramod, as I can see here, let me just quickly take a glance. Okay, 22nd session. I think we are meeting for the first time, Pramod, I believe.
Yes. Yeah, it's the first session.
Mm-hmm. And it's 22nd session you're having here. Okay, very quickly, Pramod, how is your practicing going on? Any issue if you are still facing while speaking, please mention so that I can focus on that during the session. Quickly, if you can mention.
Okay, I face sometimes with the shorter words that I can't express them properly, and I don't find such good words
Hmm.
which can be right to use at the right location. So
Hmm.
sometimes I fall short of good words, and I use the local words which are not so good.
Hmm. Okay. So, not local words, you can say overly used words,
Yeah. Okay.
simple
Basic
words.
words. Yeah.
Basic words, right? Okay, so basically you end up using the same kind of words every time when you are speaking.
Yeah.
That is one thing, you fall short of words or the lack of vocabulary. And what else? Any other area that we are lacking with?
Any other area I can't find out.
Can't find out. Okay, let's figure this out then.
Yeah.
Promote during our session together. Okay, what we'll do, of course, we'll do practicing on the topic. Have you read the topic, the document?
Yes.
Are you
Yeah.
aware?
Yeah.
It's on cruelty. So, a few questions we'll pick up on the topic cruelty. But
Okay.
before I start with discussion, Pramod, I want you to open the document, please, if you can, and come to page number 2. There is a paragraph given. I want you to read that loudly and clearly,
Okay.
please. Page number 2.
Yeah. Recently, I read a story about a 16-year-old girl
Hmm,
who shot and killed her brother.
hmm,
When their parents were away, the brother would lock her in her room for days with only a blanket and a bucket to use as a toilet.
hmm,
When her brother would fall asleep, she would have her two younger sisters unlock the door so she could take a shower and get food.
hmm,
It was while her brother was sleeping that she was able to sneak into her parents' room and take their gun.
hmm,
She shot her brother in the neck and left in fear.
hmm,
Why would people want to intentionally hurt others? There are
hmm,
many different reasons why people are cruel to others. Research shows that it often happens because the person who is being cruel is emotionally unstable.
hmm,
Humans have a lot of emotions that could lead to mistreating others.
hmm,
Emotions that are chronic means that they are constantly treating others badly. If the emotions are acute, then they are starting to become physically violent to others.
hmm,
Bad emotions are like a cold. They are contagious and spread fast. If someone is in a bad mood, they will most likely be a mean to other people and make others in bad moods too.
Perfect. Okay, now you can close it. Good
Okay.
read. Pramod, we read a story about the 16-year-old girl, right? Do you mind saying the same story in your own words now that you know it and you can close the document? In your own words, explain whatever you read.
Okay. It's a story about a girl whose brother used to lock her in her room with just a bucket and a blanket to use as a toilet. And it was happening.
Just a bucket and a blanket?
No, not blanket. Uh,
No, no, blanket is fine. Just a bucket of water. Bucket of what?
yeah, bucket of water,
Empty bucket or what? Right? So, a bucket of water and a blanket. Okay.
blanket. So it was happening for a long time, and when her parents were away, her brother used to do it daily. So one day, when her brother was sleeping, she sneaked somehow out of it and went to her father's room.
Mm-mm. When the brother was sleeping, what happens?
What
She
happens? She sneaked out of the room somehow with the help of her
How?
sisters,
With
with
the
the
help
help
of
of her
her two
younger
younger
sister,
sisters.
yeah,
Hmm.
two younger sisters,
Ah,
and reached to her parents' room. There, she took the gun from there and shot her brother in the neck and left in fear.
lovely. So, Pramod, do you think, whatever this 16-year-old girl did, right? Of course, she's little, not very matured, and the reasoning is that she was angry and she did it.
Yeah,
Do you think this is justified? That I'm angry, I can kill someone. Is it justified?
it's not justified, but it was a long cruelty that she faced, and even out of that emotion that she felt at that time, that today I have the chance, I can take revenge of all the cruelty I have faced for so long time, and therefore she did it. But it is not justified to do this kind of act still.
Okay. So, what other things she could have done if not this? Because, of course, as you said, she was frustrated, angry, not very matured.
Yeah.
What else she could have done?
But in my opinion, a 16-year-old is old enough to tell to someone else, if not parents. But she
Hmm.
could make a call to police or go to their neighbors and tell this about her brother, that he is doing like this, and it has been a daily routine for her. And it's not like that her parents never came home.
Hmm.
Sometimes she could have met them and told about the whole story, and things could have changed.
Okay, maybe considering that, since there's no mention of parents, so we'll consider that parents are also not supporting her in
Yeah,
this thing, right? Or they are also involved in torturing her, or so on.
yeah.
So what options do the girl has is just run away from the home, or of course take help from police, or consult anybody else, maybe neighbors and so on, as you said.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, perfect. Talking about again crime, Pramod, nowadays we get to hear a lot of crime cases, that's going around in our
Yeah.
country, a lot of it, right, and mostly cold blooded. What do you think about this? Is it increasing, not increasing according to you, and why exactly is it happening, if so?
Yeah, I think it's increasing, and they are coming to limelight also nowadays, as because of social media, everything comes to a trending topic, and it circulates so easily that everyone comes to know that what is happening in our city, and then
Right.
eventually it reaches the news, and then it circulates to entire country, and they are increasing just because of the anger management, I think so. Like people are not able to manage their anger, and they do something in that moment when they are so frustrated or so angry with someone, and it can be at present seen anger or a past revenge also. A lot of things are happening as just because of money or property or some past dispute or a fight that happens, say 10 years ago, and now someone has killed the other person because of that. So they are increasing, and now you can see a lot of cases have happened with the couples also, like a wife is killing husband, husband is killing wife, or even unmarried couples are killing each other. So I think they are increasing, and the trends are also emerging. Like initially there used to be someone poisoning someone, and now you can see that they are using like unexpected ways to kill each other. And
Correct.
I can't say that what are those ways, but you may have seen them, you
Of
may have
course.
heard about them.
Yeah, but the question here arises that why? Aren't they scared of the consequences? Aren't they scared of the law? Whatever the law is, and what can happen to me later on when I commit this crime. Aren't they scared? Because the cases are rising like anything, right? So, what do you think about this?
So
Why?
I
The
think
question
about
is
it. So what I think that in most of the cases there is involvement of a third person. If it is case of a couple, a third person is helping hand to either a male or a female, and at that time they are just engaged into something that nothing is going to happen. We will run away from here, and nothing will happen to us. Like they are not afraid of the laws. Even our law is, I think, not as harsh for criminals as in Arab countries or other countries. Like there is very hard punishment of each kind of crime, like if it is
correct.
even a theft, Even if it is theft, it will be very hard punishment for that. And in our country, it's not as hard as compared to them. So
Hmm.
somewhere this situation comes to their mind that things will be not so difficult for us if we get rid of this person.
Hmm. Also, the cases in our country, they goes on forever, right? It
Yeah,
takes like ever and
it
ever
never,
to
never ending.
solve the cases, never ending cases. Maybe that is also the reason that we'll give some proofs and we'll do this, and it'll take years. The case would go on for years, and therefore we'll find some loophole or something like that. So there is
Right.
basically no seriousness, and there is no stringent law also in such a case, as far as I know. uh, Due to that, maybe the cases are increasing day by day. I
Yeah,
probably feel so, not sure, but yes, as you said, that in other countries abroad, things are taken much more serious,
yeah,
and things are the worked out in that manner. But here probably people are very very the laws are probably lenient, or
yeah,
people are stupid. I don't understand. Anyway,
yeah. Right.
coming to the point of real experience, Pramod, have you ever heard of any story, something real that you heard regarding cruelty anywhere?
Yeah, recently, I didn't heard it, but I read it.
I didn't hear it.
Yeah, hear it. I didn't hear it, but I read it on my mobile that it was just 2 or 3 days back that somebody shot a video of a home inside a home that a parents are sitting on a bed and their son is standing and the son is beating the father, slapping again and again, and there is no stopping by the mother also, and the father is begging for him to stop, but the son is not stopping. Then
My
this
God.
issue came to the internet, and it went viral. After that, somehow it reached to the police, and police reached there. And while police was there, the mother of the house of the son said that, "Why are you here? Who called you? And it's none of your business. It's our family matter. You don't need to come here." When they
Mm,
contacted the father, initially he also denied that, but when they showed him the video, then he started crying, but still he didn't complain about his son.
my
So,
God.
and then after that, the police instructed the person who was beating the parents that if in future you do this again, we won't leave you like this, and this time we are going, but we will be keeping a strict eye on you, and we will be watching you all the time. So
My
this was the
God.
issue I read in detail just 2 days back.
Cruel people. That is of course cruelty. But the story that we read here, Pramod, a question arises in my mind that when little girl is doing that, of course she's frustrated, with all the assault and the torture and everything. That sort of action comes up, and of course it is again not justified, but then again human emotion comes out in any manner. That happens, people are angry, they behave like that. My question here is, how much, why do you think people, they reach to a stage that cruelty happens? Is it the upbringing? Is it the mental health? Is it the surroundings, according to, or education? What do you think is the factor, major factor, because of the cruelty?
Yeah. So I think about it like it is not a single day accident. It's not a single day thinking. Like it has been happening and it builds up after a long time, and it may come from your home also that you have seen this kind of fights in among your between your parents, that they are fighting all the time. Then this mentality somehow comes to a child's mind also that this is natural
Hmm.
and this happens, and this is I can also do something like this.
Hmm.
So somehow he also builds that kind of anger in him that if certain situations comes like that, he also lose his mind and just can do anything at that time. And it may come to you through your surrounding also, like you are in a say uneducated back area, like that in that area not everyone is educated, the children are just wandering here and there and they're not doing that, and a particular child is among them, he also learns something from them to fight, to abuse, or to beat each other, or to beat the weaker one. Then this mentality somehow builds in a doesn't build in a day, and then
Hmm.
when situation are worse for the children, then he can take any kind of action as per the availability of resources. Like if he gets a gun or if a knife, or he's in angry mood, then he can do anything at that time.
The situation can escalate in
Yeah.
that manner. Okay. What about, very good answer, Pramod, by the way. What happens, if I talk about animal cruelty, what are your thoughts on that?
Animal cruelty, yeah, there is lot of it, and I have seen lot of videos also. Like once I saw a video in which three or four girls, or say women, were standing.
Women's is wrong again.
Women, yeah,
Women. Ah.
yeah, three or four women were standing over a cat. It was not a fully grown; it was a little one only.
Hmm.
Okay, yeah, and they
They
were
were
again and
standing
again. Yeah,
over that cat.
yeah, over that, and they were running over that. They were coming,
Oh.
putting a step on that, and they are going in a circle. They were
My
circling over that, and until it died, they kept doing it. And I
why?
don't know where this.
Reason?
I don't know about that. It was just the video of that portion only. No, nothing from where it started. Nothing after that. What happened?
Oh
So
goodness.
when I saw that, it was like tear in my eyes, and I saw that how can they do it to a alive thing, alive animal, or anything, whatever it
A
is.
living being.
Yeah,
Correct.
living. So it was so difficult to watch even, and they
My
did
God,
it
it's
again and again.
heartbreaking. How such people, they don't have heart, right? They when they behave like that with animals who can't speak,
Yeah,
right?
and
Uh,
they kept on doing that for around 2 or 3 minutes, and
Damn
it was very small one.
the cat,
I think it
right?
was not even 1 year old also.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So that is even, yes, the cruelty is happening. Again, animal cruelty is even worse, because they can't really say anything and they can't defend themselves. So it's like a helpless situation for them. So it is even worse, I feel. Very recently, Pramod, I want, if you want to comment on this, very recently, the thing which is happening in Delhi NCR
yeah,
regarding the street dogs. What are
yeah.
your thoughts on it? If you want, only if you want to share.
Okay. See, there has to be something regarding that, because the dog attacks cases are increasing a lot, and you must have heard a lot of kids are victims of that.
Hmm.
A lot of kids have died because of that. Because there comes a group of 5 or 6 dogs, and they just take that kid away and just bite it at any portion of the body, and most of the time the kid is dead.
Hmm.
And so there something is required to be done, and now they are thinking about sending all the dogs to the shelter homes where they can be managed properly. But there are some protests also going on in return of this
Hmm.
just order by, say,
Hmm.
Supreme Court.
Supreme Court.
Yeah,
Correct. Correct. So the protest is going on. So are you with that protest or are you against whatever the court
I am
order?
not with or against, but something should be done.
Hmm.
But it cannot only be harsh way, and sending to shelter homes is, I don't think it's a harsh way to treat them, or they will just pick it up and take care of them at that location. It's
Hmm.
nothing
The
changing, but
problem,
yeah,
huh? No, no, please.
things will change, that they won't be free to roam anywhere. I think other than that nothing will change.
Yes, what they are saying is that we already know what will happen to the dogs in the shelter. First of all, there are not enough shelters available for thousands and thousands of dogs,
Yeah,
street dogs that are there. Only a handful of shelters are there, on whatever they'll be making, that won't be enough to accumulate all
yeah,
the dogs. First of all, second of all,
yeah,
there'll be corruption. Of course, in our country, that you just need an opportunity to start with corruption. So, a budget would be allocated, of course, for the shelters and sterilization and medicines and vaccinations and so on. And
right,
what will happen, nobody knows, right? The money would go here and there and nothing would come out of it. And third thing
yeah,
is, of course, the dogs, they won't be roaming around freely, and the
yeah.
other thing. They are protesting over these things.
Oh.
Are you in favor of these ideas, the terms that the audience is giving up, the public is giving, that these are the points which can be considered? Do you feel that these are fine points, these are right,
Yeah, these
mentioned?
are fine points. It may happen. It may happen actually, because in such kind of big decisions, things change at the real location, at the ground zero. Things change. Like what they decide, what the government decide. When it comes to the real situation, things change in between, and there is lot of mixing in that also.
Hmm.
Yeah,
It isn't followed exactly how the orders are given.
yeah,
So that is the problem. Even I feel, I mean, the order is fine, but only if it is followed exactly the way Court mentioned. But the problem here is that we are 200% sure it won't be followed in the same manner. Now
yeah,
that is the loophole, and there's the problem lies. That is what is going on. But overall, animal cruelty, the cruelty can be in several ways. Promote, like, I feel keeping animals in cages, like in zoos and all the
yes,
areas, that is one. I consider that to be as cruelty. You tell me your viewpoint. Second thing is, of course, the non-vegetarians. Now, according, that is the preference. People prefer to eat it, but then again, you are killing and eating. So that is, again, I consider that to be as cruelty. And like these kind of things which is coming up, that picking up, throwing away the street dogs,
yeah,
and so on. So,
right.
and also during festivals, how the animals, at some places, few people, they treat that as again cruelty. What are your opinion on all these points?
Yeah, I am also against these things. Like if there is a festival and you are using an animal as a, what to say.
Hmm.
So I have also seen like a lot of such kind of animals to be kept for sale on roads at that time,
Hmm.
and even if they are kept in zoo, they are not in their natural habitat where they can roam around like freely, and they are kept in a limited area that you can do whatever you want to do inside this, and there will be people watching you, and they will be feeding you or not, I don't know, but still after that, when people are not there, they are treated properly or not, nobody knows. Like
Nobody
during
knows.
the summer time, they are getting proper cooling or not. Like a lion is inside his den all the time, it doesn't comes out because of the heat is so much out there, and inside we don't know what are the facilities or what are the situation inside. Is there a cooler, or is there a fan, or it's even if it is not nothing there. So
Hmm.
this is also kind of cruelty for them. Like
Hmm.
in other countries there are situations like we have seen on videos only, I haven't seen that actually. Like in a zoo, like in India, animals are kept in a cage, and in other countries I have seen the videos, like people goes in a van with a cage outside, and animals are free to roam anywhere, and they
Hmm.
chase that van, and most of the time on the van they put a food hanging over the van, and then
Oh,
the
the
lion or any other animal comes chasing them and just grabs the food and goes away. During this time, the people inside are entertained by that movement of the lion or any animal that comes to them.
plus the animal is also free.
Yeah,
Right. I Similar to this happens in Bangalore, the national park which is in Bangalore. Similar concept, right? You are in a cage, and you
okay.
in that van, and the animals are free.
Yeah,
Right. So why to keep them in cage because you want to see them?
yeah,
It's like that.
right.
Well, different people have different opinion on this, but yes, promote good framing, good framing. But again, you were right when you started. You said that I use very basic and simple words, overly used words. Yes, that is happening. Although the English is fine, there's no issue with English. There is no wrong usage. Sentences were correct, grammar was correct, sentence framing was correct. But again, simple sentences you were framing. Definitely, there is a scope. There is a scope to improve vocabulary or better usage of words. Now, one thing also I noticed when you started the session, I felt that there is a little issue with the language when you started, because you made mistakes initially 2 3
Yeah,
minutes, but mid of the session it became better, end of the session it became even much better. So I believe earlier few minutes it seemed that the language is, maybe he's making mistakes or he's less confident or so on, but gradually when the session proceeded, you were getting better and you spoke very confidently by the end of it. So speaking is fine. I don't know why that fluctuation happened. Earlier it was this, and later on, I'm not sure. You will tell me why that fluctuation happened, but that was the case. Second thing is about the pace. The pace is okay. There is no issue with the pace. As far as you're not making any mistake, the pace is fine. If you're making mistakes, I think you should lower down the pace a little bit.
Okay.
Right now we are not making any mistake, but since vocabulary is the issue, Pramod, control the pace a little bit. Why? So that we can stop you in middle of the conversation, and we can give you better words or better framing of the sentences,
Okay.
right? Because that is exactly why you are here, to level up your language, the quality of language. You can speak English, you also know, I also understand that, but we are not here to speak basic simple, we are here to speak better, right? So control the pace a little bit, so that we can just stop you there, and we can tell you, Promote, the better word here is this, try to use this word, or better framing of the content is this. You can, since you're going with a fast pace, the thing is that, if we stop you there, you will lose your thought. So
Yeah.
that is why I probably, today I was not stopping you, only because of the fact that, you lose your thought in between. So
Yeah.
that is why. So control the pace a little bit. There were no mistakes at all. English is simple and basic. We need to improve in terms of vocabulary. That is it. The fluctuation why that happened, you will tell me, Pramod. Earlier when you started, were you a little nervous or less confident? Was that the thing, or it was fine?
It was fine, but just as I was taking the first class with you, that may be the situation.
Maybe that is the situation. So initially few minutes you were like that, but later on you grabbed it. You grabbed the momentum and you were pretty good with that. So all the best to you, Pramod. We'll meet again sometime and we'll do more of practicing.
Sure.
Vocabulary is the only part where you can improve.
Okay.
Yes.
Sure.
Thank you so much for joining, Pramod.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye.